The shocking truth of collagen. Liquids, powders, pills. Hey everyone, I have a great interview lined up for you today, but before we get into it, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button, as well as when you subscribe, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video, and I've got some great stuff coming. All right, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, my name is Susan with Bella Beauty. I've been a licensed esthetician for over 20 years. I'm also a wellness advocate. And on Bella Beauty, I cover fun DIY recipes for your skin as well as for your health. I also cover product reviews on products that I've personally used that I think you're going to benefit from as an esthetician, as well as for your overall health and well-being. And I also do interviews with people in the health and beauty space. And today I have the honor of talking with a friend and business partner by the name of David Simney. Welcome, David.
Great to be here with Bella Beauty and your awesome YouTube channel. I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. And for all of you watching, David is a collagen entrepreneur. He has over 10 years of collagen research under his belt. And I just love hearing you talk about collagen, David.
Well, it happens to be one of my favorite subjects. I'm kind of a collagen aficionado by default. I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a collagen guru, but I just kind of fell into it, you know, and it's been really, really fun learning about all the different types of collagen, but more importantly, you know, all the things collagen, you know, the ways that it's different. Most people don't really realize it. So it's been super fun. I'm excited to chat today and hopefully educate some people on this new massive industry that we're in.
Yes, definitely. And that's why I wanted you to be here, because there are so many, I mean, these days collagen is so trendy. We hear about collagen, you know, at Costco, we see collagen, we see, you know, there's so many different collagen products on the market, and, you know, everyone's on the bandwagon. I mean, people are using collagen, but they're not always knowing like what the difference is, what's not really that good, where collagen, some of these collagen sources come from. And I discovered this product that we're going to be talking about today that has a unique collagen HA matrix technology. I've been using it for about 1.5 years now, and I absolutely love it. I've seen such a benefit in my skin, my hair, my nails, my joints, even my gums. My gums used to be really sensitive, and since I've been using it, I mean, it's made a huge difference. But David, tell me about, you know, your experience in the collagen world and working with different people and what you found.
Well, you know, it's funny, you know, as I mentioned, I kind of fell into collagen. It wasn't on my mind. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to use a lotion that was sort of a collagen lotion. And I think people just thought of it maybe as a topical thing. People thought it was just about your skin, which we know the skin's the largest organ in the body, of course, but we don't realize that collagen's the most abundant protein in your entire body. So, you know, I got to thinking that, you know, as I learned more about it, I ended up taking a position at a startup company 10 years ago. And this was back in 2009. And I remember the founder, she told me, there's going to be a collagen revolution in this country. It's already starting to happen around the world. At the time, in like Hong Kong and Asia, they were injecting, you know, collagen and hyaluronic acid. Over in Europe, they were pioneering some of the liquid collagen treatments that you know, and of course there was powder versions that were starting to spring up. But if you would go to Whole Foods at that time, and I remember when I first started thinking about it, I came from the entertainment business, so I kind of thought, whoa, collagen, you know, but I had worked on the corporate side of some direct sales and supplement companies, so I knew, you know, the power of good supplements. And when I took a look at it, I went to Whole Foods, I'll never forget. I think and then I went to GNC and I said, okay, where's the collagen and hyaluronic acid? And I kid you not, the section of the store was probably about 1 square foot max, meaning there were maybe 4 or 5 products, and there was one that was maybe hyaluronic acid, then one that was collagen, then there was a collagen booster, which is not really collagen. That's what a vegan might want to take, right? But it's just like a vitamin C or different collagen boosters. And then there would be like collagen. There were very few collagen HA matrices, if you will. but I remember the section was really small. Fast forward about 3 months ago, I was at a Sprouts and I walked in and the lady right there said, "Would you like your liquid collagen shot?" And I just went, this woman, her name's Ozma, this woman predicted 10 years ago a collagen explosion to the point where like I was so blown away. I know it's happening. I've been knowing it's happening because we're doing, you know, hundreds of millions in sales now. But it hit home to me when I went around the corner at Sprouts and I looked at the section that has collagen and HA products in it. And that section now is probably a whole portion of half of a shelf. I mean, it's probably 10 times the size. And I was just blown away. It was powders and all of the different stuff. So for me, not only was that validation that we're in the right place because people are being more knowledgeable now about collagen and its role in the body and what it does, but more importantly than that, this collagen HA matrix technology that we both are using, how it's so different in the marketplace. So it's been really great learning about this and having this journey over the last 10 years.
Yeah, and as a licensed esthetician, of course, I've always known that the molecule of collagen has been too large to actually penetrate the skin. And our mutual friend told me about this about a year and a half ago. I was actually first looking into it to improve my joints. But of course, as a licensed esthetician, I love skincare. I love researching things. I'm kind of a nerd about, you know, skincare and ingredients and things like that. And when I learned about the absorption rate of this collagen and the clinical trials that it had been through, and it had the right perfect molecular weight and the purity of the product compared to, as I've heard you talk about, David, some of these other collagens and the sources that, some of these collagen products come from, it's kind of gross. So what would you talk about that, the different sources of collagen and, you know, how ours is different in terms of the absorption rate and the purity of the product?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite subjects to talk about. It's interesting. When I first started taking it, you know, I think I was 34 at the time. And I thought, you know, I don't need collagen. My joints are fine. My hair is really thick and full, you know, all of these things, hair, skin, nails, eyes, gums, everything was perfect. But there was one thing that I had, one problem I had, and, you know, we look in the mirror every day at ourselves. We don't really notice the subtle changes. I had a surfing accident. This would have been 3 years prior. So around the time I was 30, I took a surfboard fin right into the forehead. And I had a big line right here in my forehead, a big puffy scar. You know when you get a real bad scar, it just is red and puffy. It looked like a knife stabbing. I felt like people would stare at my scar when they'd be looking at me. So I remember being on this product for 3 months, and I hadn't seen my mom in a while. My mom came over to our house. She walked in and she said, "Where did your scar go?" And I said, "You're kidding me." And if you look, even right now, I get right into the camera, you could barely even see it. I mean, it's literally like virtually disappeared. So, you know, I had to figure out what was in this stuff. So there were really 3 things that blew me away. When I looked into this, I sat down with the CEO and the founder and I said, "Okay, tell me how this is different." And I remember taking 3 pages of notes, which then I ended up transferring into a PowerPoint presentation. And if I look back, I've probably done that PowerPoint presentation 1,000 times. I have over 10 years. And so when somebody says, "Well, you're a collagen expert, like, where are your credentials?" And I'm going, man, if you do anything for 10 years, you better be good at it. So here's what blew me away. So number 1 was the source of the collagen. Okay. Most collagen out there comes from cows or pigs. Okay. It's your most common, probably 90%. And then you've got like your marine derivatives, your shellfish, your shark, your all different types of stuff. In the end, what they're doing is they're taking all the parts, and if you're an, you know, animal rights person or vegan or something, plug your ears for 2 seconds, because, you know, they're going to take all the parts that end up on the butcher on the floor, the snouts, the tracheas, the hooves, the tails, all the parts that people really don't eat, basically, the trash, and it's on the floor. and they scoop it all up, and then they boil it up, and they figure it out, and they put it into a cheapo powder. So you buy these protein boosters, these collagen boosters, and people have no idea about bioavailability. No idea.
Yeah.
If I asked you, Susan, I mean, you're an expert, but if I said to you, do you know about the bioavailability of bovine collagen? Do you know the molecular weight of bovine collagen? How many people out of 1,000 people do you think would know that answer? Probably zero.
Yeah.
So this is what I got into. And then as I read through the patents, as I looked at all this stuff, I'm like, so why is it that this company X can sell this collagen over here for $20? There's a certain doctor out there that everybody knows is the collagen guy. There's a certain product at Costco now that everybody's heard of. Why is it that they can market it so well, but yet not prove to me that it works? Well, it's very simple. The source is a high molecular weight. Most collagen is very high molecular weight. It's a large, heavy molecule, and it doesn't absorb. It's like oil and water. It doesn't absorb into your system. And so what ours is a single source, and it's not just collagen. It's hyaluronic acid, it's collagen, it's chondroitin sulfate, and a naturally occurring, we call it matrix. And one thing we know about collagen, that's a triple helix molecule. It's got the tensile strength of steel. If you look at it under a microscope, it's got 3 strands. And one strand of hair isn't very strong, or a one strand of rope. But if you had 3, stranded together into a rope, that is strong. Most ropes are not just one strand of rope. It's actually 3 strands. It's got the tensile strength of steel. I call it like the cables of the Golden Gate Bridge. So what most people don't realize is not only the source, but the molecular weight. So number 1 is the source. And I will tell you, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that bovine or porcine or marine or any of that, I'm not going to tell you it doesn't work. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It's not as effective. You would have to take 3 or 4 times the recommended dosage to get any kind of real absorption into your bloodstream, because your body's going to metabolize it in your GI tract. Depending on the caplets or coatings, the pills have an extra barrier to absorption. Even a powder that you mix into a smoothie is still in a physical source. It's not a liquid. So you have the source, you have the molecular weight. Ours is between 1.3 to 1.8 kilodaltons, and it's bio-optimized for rapid absorption. Your body soaks it up like a sponge. It absorbs submucosally because the delivery system is liquid. So the capillaries right under your tongue, that's the highest absorbable place in your entire body. So you swish it around in your mouth. And then finally, the thing that really stood out with me is because it's in a liquid, it's delivered in a highly bioavailable and antioxidant fortified delivery system that tastes great. Collagen itself tastes very yucky. It's icky, and ultimately, if people don't like it, they don't stay on it. If they don't stay on it, they don't see results. If they don't see results, they've wasted their money, or they don't tell their friends. So we started this whole concept, this whole company, based upon the precept that, it's funny, it sounds like a preamble or something, that not all collagens are created equal. And we're the pioneers. 10 years we've been pioneering research in collagen. And all these other companies are copycats. And we have had so many different infringements on our 7 patents and 37 trials. The 7 patents patent the source, the processing, and the molecular weight. So I know that was a long-winded answer, but just to know this, it's the most unique, closest thing to human articular cartilage, most bioavailable collagen literally in the world. And now we're in 31 countries after 10 years. We've done hundreds of millions in sales. At this point, 3 million customers, and we're no signs of stopping. In fact, the fire flames have lit up to where we're on track to be a $1 billion company, with the number 1 and number 2 product in the entire company is our liquid collagen and our collagen CLA, what they call basically, like, colloquially, it's like a fat blaster, right? Or a fat shrinker, that's CLA. Yeah. So those are our 2 rockstar products.
That's why I became a, user of the product, and also a business partner, because, the product has made such a world of difference for me. And the synergistic blend, with what you're talking about, and the triple helix, that it's all those three things from one natural source of collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. And the fact that we use all of these superfruits with the vitamin C, because vitamin C has been shown to actually enhance the benefits of our collagen, right, David?
Absolutely. I mean, if you just took vitamin C, that would be great. And you're giving your building blocks to your body. Obviously, we know vitamin C, has an effect with your immune system as well. But ultimately, collagen, cannot come from a plant or any kind of a plant-derived source. So what you need to do is you need to really do your homework and research. I think so many people out there just buy whatever is marketed best and looks great, and they can't really prove that it works. And one thing I'll share is the number one thing they find in sewers are pills. So you have got to have a liquid. That's going to eliminate 90% of all the collagen products on the market. Number two, you have to have a source that is proven to be bioavailable, meaning your body recognizes it and absorbs it. The same way that we drink calcium, in milk to strengthen our bones, you need your body to be able to absorb and utilize the collagen. And then number three, you need a delivery system that is effective. So we have the 13 superfruit antioxidant liquid delivery. We have the resveratrol, which is 8 bottles of red wine for cardiovascular benefits, for immune benefits, for overall health in terms of reducing leptin levels and cravings. I mean, there's so many different benefits to the delivery system itself. And then if somebody has an issue with any of the different versions, there's a pure version with 0 carbs and 0 sugar. So we have really a delivery system for everyone. We even have a Tetra Blend, smart coffee, version that has a creamer and a coffee, and then you put the fat shrinker CLA into it to flavor it. You froth it up, and I mean, you've got the best morning you could possibly have.
Yes.
So there's a revolution, Susan, happening right now, and you're watching it.
Yes. And I love our Fat Blaster. I mean, you get your collagen serving in the morning along with the CLA combination. So it's helping to shrink fat cells and inhibit fat storage, as well as work on the tone and the improvement of your skin through the liquid collagen HA matrix. So that's an awesome one to use every morning. I do it. I put it in my coffee. I'm a user.
And one of the other things that we added into the product extension is portable versions, right? So you've got your chewables. So once things are happening and everybody's out on the go, you've got the portable packets, you've got the chewable, you even have portable packets for the liquid. So literally, there's no excuse for you to not get your collagen every single day.
Yes, definitely. And so what have you seen? You've been using the product now and your skin looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I've hung out with you in person, seen you belly to belly, face to face, and I mean, your skin looks amazing. But other than your skin, what benefits have you been seeing using this?
It's funny, I don't really pay much attention to my skin. I just very recently started using our topical version because the clinical studies came out on the topical back in, a few months ago. And I thought, oh my gosh, you can't just care for the outside. In fact, your skin is a barrier. It's meant to deflect, negative, bacteria and negative sources and even sun and wind and rain and pollution. Your skin is actually meant to keep it out of your body, and right. So consequently, topicals, I kind of hated on topicals for a while because it's like I had a science teacher in junior high who said, there's the #1 scam in the entire world is hand lotion. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, he said, what's the #1 ingredient in hand lotion? Water. What does water do if you put it on your skin? Oh, it dries it out. So what do you think? And so I've been tarnished since junior high to kind of poo-poo lotions and topicals. But as you start to age, you start to get more educated and knowledgeable. And my wife, I mean, she's almost 40 and she looks like she's 30. People think she's, still in college and she's a mom of 3. So, but why I really got excited about this was the joint benefits. As we get older, we put on some extra pounds and I remember when I was, I drive a low, kind of a low sports car, and I'm a 6'4" guy. So getting in and out of this car, I would find myself going, trying to get in and out. And after 3 months on this stuff, I was just springboarding like I was in my teens, just in and out. And I thought, whoa, this is collagen. But here's where it hit me. My first week on the job in December of 2009, I made a list of 5 people. I said, who are your biggest distributors that are distributing the collagen? You can't get this liquid collagen in stores, by the way. I think everybody should know that. You have to have a special link or a code, which I think Susan has for any that want it. But I made a list of the 5 distributors, and I finally got to number 1, and he owned a health food store in Arizona. And he had a mountain bike accident like 10 years prior, couldn't raise his hand, above his head. He just couldn't go like this with his shoulder. He had a rotator cuff issue and all kinds of stuff. But basically, this guy owned a health food store. So he's seen every collagen, every product, every joint health supplement known to man. He got on our liquid version, liquid collagen HA matrix, and within 3 weeks, he was going like this. And he was in the kitchen putting a glass up there. And your second nature is just to do it. You don't think, oh, I can't do it. And then he went, wait a minute, hold up. So he stopped taking it. Sure enough, a week to 2 weeks later, he was having trouble again. So then he restarted it a second time. Sure enough, 3 weeks later, he's doing it again. And if that weren't enough, he said, David, I did it a third time. I stopped taking it and I restarted again because I couldn't believe the results. So this went on for about 90 days. And then he said, I got my mom on it. She had the same issue. And he goes, I will never stop taking this for the rest of my life. And imagine, this was in my first couple days of the job. So to hear that kind of a story from a guy who has seen everything on the market, that's what really my big takeaway was, that this product is going to help so many people. And now look at it, 3 million customers, hundreds of millions in sales, and nobody even knows the brand. I mean, nobody knows the brand. It's all the person. It's exciting.
Have over an 80% retention rate using the products. I mean, if it didn't work, people wouldn't keep using it.
I know. If you go into a vitamin store, they're lucky. They're happy with 30% reorder rates. Most average around 20 to 30% reorder rates. So to be able to have something with this high of reorder rates, and quite frankly, the 20% who are not reordering, there's really only 2 solutions. Number 1, they're not taking the accurate dosage, or they're forgetting to take their dosage. Or number 2, there's some other factor. Maybe they're not getting enough sleep. Maybe they're eating, fast food every single day. Maybe they've got a really stressful job or a pre-existing kind of condition, but there's some reason why, or finally, they don't take it long enough. All the clinical studies are based on 90 days. And what we saw was 90% of people in the test subjects, and this is published in major medical journals, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled, 90% of people saw at least a 40% improvement in their joint discomfort. That was epic. That was a pioneering study that springboarded us onto the market, and it was very, very exciting to see the results. So we know it works. It's proven to work. And if anybody isn't seeing the results that they want or they expect, we want to ask them a lot of questions. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. And also I want to bring up, as an esthetician, I mean, I've used hyaluronic acid for many, many years, but with our product, with this liquid collagen HA matrix technology in the clinicals, it increases hyaluronic acid in the body, plumping up the skin by 6,000% in the first 28 days. That was a double-blind placebo study, right, David?
Absolutely. And, it's funny because hyaluronic acid typically has been used in injections. Like if you're bone on bone or you need a surgery or something, they would inject hyaluronic acid into your joints. And it's really like a cushion. Hyaluronic acid comes from the Greek word hyalus, meaning glass. It's a clear, sinewy substance. It's found anywhere there's moisture in your body. The vitreous humor, the gooey stuff in your eyes is 95% hyaluronic acid, but it's found anywhere there's moisture, from the follicles of your hair, your saliva, your synovial fluid. And we're losing HA from the day that we're born. And so ultimately what people don't realize, little babies, they're really plump. I've got a 3-year-old that I actually just had to wipe his butt. You know, they have really supple, soft skin, and when they fall down and they bruise, 3 days later it looks like nothing happened. They could be bleeding, and 3 days later there's barely even a nudge on their skin. So as we age, we lose hyaluronic acid. Literally, we go from a plum to a prune, and then our mid-20s, mid-30s, we're rapidly losing collagen. So your body has no way to get it. You can't get it in foods anymore. They used to say, that like, chicken soup, and they boiled, whole chickens, and there'd be that broth that'd come up to the top, and people had fat. They got the fat and the cartilage, and they ate it all. People don't do that anymore. You go to the store, and you buy chicken breasts. That's all anybody buys is chicken breasts. It doesn't have any of the collagen that you get.
Right.
So, this is really a very important, thing that people need to be educated on right now. So it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh my goodness. Well, we could talk about collagen all day. The other thing I wanted to mention too, and you talked about this, is that we're losing collagen, every single year by 1 to 1.5%. So, in a decade, we've lost over 10% of our collagen. And in this study, I read that in 90 days that it increased our collagen by 6%. So that's pretty amazing.
These are all studies that show, literally within the first week, you're having a 40-fold improvement. And then when you get to the 28-day mark, you're 6,000% or 60-fold increase. And then at that point, when you're fully hydrated, as I like to say, your body's got all the HA that it needs to do the work, and then the results can start. So most people say, well, how long does it take? There's no magic cure for anything. This product's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. But here's what I'll share with you. When you give the body what it loses as part of the aging process, your body responds. Almost every single person responds to this product. And the HA levels, it's like motor oil for your car. You wouldn't drive your car without motor oil. You shouldn't go walking around, especially some of us that have put on a few extra pounds. Do you know it's like every pound that you gain, you're putting on 15 pounds of pressure on your joints. So imagine what that's doing to your knees and your hips and all over. So by resupplying these things that we lose as we age, the collagen, the hyaluronic acid, of course, chondroitin sulfate, which is really the shock absorber for the flexibility, you've got a winning, ingredient for success to help you feel more active, to help you have, healthy aging, active joints, younger looking skin, hair, nails, eyes, gums, you name it. And so many people, there's things we can't even talk about that people are seeing from this. And I'll let you fill in the lines, but there's just so many benefits, but you got to stay on it for at least 90 days. Let the product get in your body and start to work. Don't come in with this expecting some magical miracle in a week or two. This is a natural product. Took a long time to get the wrinkles, took a long time for your joints and your cartilage to break down. Give it some time to work, and then I'm sure you'll be happy with it. And the last thing I'll share as we wrap up is be sure to take your before picture. So many people forget to take their before picture for yourself. You don't need to market the product. We have an incredible business, by the way. If you know anybody that wants to be in the collagen business, Susan can help you. But ultimately, you got to take that before picture because, again, like I started with, we don't notice the subtle changes every single day that happen.
I would definitely, just want to echo that. Make sure you guys, if you want to use this and try this product, commit to it for those 90 days and be consistent with it, using it twice a day. All you need is a tablespoon in the morning, a tablespoon at night. If you have a lot of issues going on, though, you might want to, bump that up for the first month or so. You'll go through it quicker. But if you have a lot of things going on, I remember Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly, she's been a physician for many, many years and had a lot of issues going on and was limping around. And one of her office assistants encouraged her. She heard about the product and somebody came in and started talking to her about it, and it totally changed her life. And now she's still a practicing physician doing cosmetic type of stuff, but she has a background, I think, with joints and sports medicine. When she was doing the same thing, the doctors like to test it, stop it, and then try it again. And she was limping around, and somebody in her office said, "Did you stop using the liquid collagen?" Because she was limping around again. And she's will never stop using the product either. So with that being said, you guys, try the product, use it. We do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I have a $10 code that you can use on your first order, as well as there's ways right now that you can save even more, and I'll explain all that in the description below. So thank you so much for watching. David, thank you so much for your time and for all of your expertise that you have. I really value you and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Susan. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope everybody will take a look at this and contact Susan or click the link, because you just never know until you try. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. I'll see you soon.